video.
We've got audio.
We've got audio. Do we have camera?
Oh my God.
Here we
camera.
are.
Look, I can get this little ugly thing out of the way. Look at that. Foolish hearts.
Is this going to be a karaoke after dark?
Dude, I don't know, man, but we've got some great jams going on back here. And we look red.
I know, everything looks really red. I'm almost as red as my lips. And then look at my burn mark.
What'd you do to your face?
I'll tell y'all in a minute because I think lots of people can relate to this.
Everybody wants to know.
Everyone wants to know what happened to my face. No, I don't think anybody cares. Or is even
Maybe,
noticed.
I don't know.
Well,
I was trying to go on Instagram also. You know how this goes. I spend the first 30 seconds trying to figure out how to go live on Instagram.
Or the first 3 minutes.
See? It's so dumb.
Oh. Why does it look like that?
Because Instagram's dumb.
But I'll tell you that the coloring looks better over there.
Foolish heart.
Oh, just push it all back.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I think if we push it all
Ready?
back.
Push it back.
We're pushing it back.
Whoa, it's like an earthquake.
Okay, there?
I don't know. Maybe.
That might do it. And if it doesn't, it doesn't.
You know, I should have just done this beforehand. Look at my armpit. Hi, babe.
Hi. Why are we on a Sunday night at 10 p.m.?
Oh, look at that. Look,
Does it work?
You can see some of it. That's what happens.
Do
Let's
we
just
need
go
to
live
sit
anyway.
closer to you?
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, look, you move the camera right now. It's just you.
Well, good. I'm the handsome one.
All right, whatever.
I'm the handsome stranger.
Well, open it on Instagram and it'll show you what it looks like.
That's where I'm going. I'm trying to see.
I'm like, I can just sit right next to you like this.
Oh, babe.
We can talk like this.
My heart's delight.
Cheek to cheek.
You broke my neck.
I mean, you were saying that you wanted to be closer.
I know.
Sit closer to you? Oh, that's
Look, there you
really
go,
close.
babe. Okay, let me scoot
Like
this thing
there,
up.
there. It's
Was it
perfect. Yeah, we're good. All right. I have lots of notes. I have lots of things I want to talk about today.
Good.
Let's start with the burn that I have got here.
What'd you do to your face, dude?
I haven't Googled yet, but I am curious to know if there's anything out there to shield your face while you're using a curling iron.
I know. What'd you do to your grill?
I always see that people have like those neck burns or on their foreheads, and it happened to me. Now I have it on the side of my face, and it's a pretty big one.
Why did you do that?
I didn't do it on purpose.
Oh, sorry. I'm breaking
I
stuff.
heard my skin sizzle.
Why did you do that?
It was an accident. So
Does
it
it
was one
happen
of those
often?
things. I was curling my hair.
Oh,
and
it's
it
like,
went,
who is it? Who is it that looks like they have a hickey on her neck? Because they burned. It was Lisa. Oh, we can't mention names. She burned her neck with a
burned her
curling
neck
iron.
and it looked
looked like she had a hickey forever.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, all right. That was that.
Well, your sister's online. Hi, sister.
Hi, sister.
Yeah.
She's
Very
She's
exciting.
gonna quickly get off. About time.
Like,
All right.
forget
So we
about
have. So speaking of sister, she's coming into town. She'll be here on Saturday.
oh my God.
I'm looking forward to it.
How long is she staying? Can she do one of these with us?
Yeah, I think so. Cause she's staying until I think she said Wednesday.
Just what we need. The sister-in-law perspective.
Wednesday or Thursday is what she said. She's got some meetings in Brownsville, so she's gonna ditch us midweek, I believe.
The sister-in-law perspective. I like it.
What is a sister-in-law perspective?
Oh, I turned you up too loud.
How about you turn the other music down a little bit because I'm distracted.
I'm jamming.
No, but I'm truly distracted. Can't focus.
And we got the romances playing in the background.
I had a lovely
Sounds so
afternoon.
good, dude.
You went to softball practice and I grilled. I made dinner by the pool.
You did.
I did.
I got home and you were in a bikini.
I was grilling. Well, no, I was already done grilling.
Grilling and chilling.
Grilling and chilling with Fleet in the water.
good.
It was nice.
Good.
Look, Val says she's here until the 3rd. So
Good.
let's make some plans. Let's have some fun adventures. Val's here. I don't know what exactly we're doing for Easter. I feel like as the kids get older and we don't have very many little ones in the family, it gets harder and harder to do the whole Easter bunny stuff and traditions.
Well.
So I know we're going to Mass and then
Oh
maybe
yeah,
brunch.
Easter. Easter's this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Also, Dead Mouse is playing at South Padre Island.
Yes.
Yes, maybe if I
On
plug him
Friday.
enough times, I'll go.
On Friday.
I don't think I'm gonna go, guys.
Well,
I'm bummed out about that.
I think you'll live. I think the priorities are priorities.
Priorities are priorities.
So speaking of priorities,
Let's talk about priorities.
at what point do you say like, lately
What?
I'm a little like not bummed. Bum's not the right word. I'm just feeling like there's so many amazing things I want to get out there and do.
Like what?
And I can't do them all because, priorities.
That room looks way better with
Like
lights on it.
family, I don't know, work, priorities. But I want to go to all the adventures, and I want to go to all the places, and I want to do all the stuff, and I can't.
I got nothing.
I know. It's a balance.
I don't have any priorities right now.
Unless the...
Week 5, Drew doesn't have a job.
It's going to look real sad at week 25. Week 25, Drew's sitting alone.
We had not talked about this, or did we talk about it? I got laid off. Mm-hmm. I was part of the labor reduction at the company that I work for, and apparently there were 3 different ways to get laid off, and I did not get the harsh ones. I got the relax and take it easy.
Yeah, I mean, you've been taking it easy, and you've got
That's nice. I
we're not
reprioritized a couple things.
stressed. Yeah, like you've got a substantial amount of time before we gotta.
Yeah, I think there's some
worry.
really good opportunities.
Severance
to look
is a
at.
hell of a thing, right? So you stop and you think about cost reduction and laying off employees and doing all that, and then you stop to incorporate their severance packages. I don't know how that makes any sense.
I don't know.
Because at this point, they're paying you to do nothing. Mm-hmm. Which is an interesting concept.
It's kind of boring.
Well,
I'm bored out of my mind.
No, you've been keeping busy, I think. I don't know.
I've been keeping busy doing stuff that, like I was on a rooftop yesterday.
Yeah, but it's like stuff that you love to do.
Yeah, I get to do a lot of really cool stuff. I'm going to Chicago this week to go do some stuff. I'm having fun.
But okay, so when you say you're going to Chicago to do some stuff, it's not like you're going to Chicago to go eat hot dogs. You're going to Chicago to actually kind of work.
You've said in kind of 15 times.
Here we go.
There's a local podcast some friends of mine put together. I want to be so supportive, but every other word that comes out of their mouth is like.
I should be invited to be on that show.
You
Maybe
should.
I'll fit in.
Yeah, maybe you can kind of fit in.
You're the worst. The worst. You know that?
I can't stand it. It just, I don't know.
So would you like to walk off the podcast now? I can handle this.
Why would I walk off?
Because I've said and you don't like it.
Danny Dias has joined Dan's mobile bar service. Free plug. Drop your contact information in the chat, Danny. Mr. Danny, I've known since high school. And the best bartender. If you've ever been to a party at our house, we only use the same person over and over and over again.
And they're so great.
His bartenders are fantastic, and they're nice.
Remember the time that I drank so much and I don't remember anything past 10 p.m.?
You don't remember that time.
I don't.
That would be our Christmas party 2 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah, you got.
The pictures were fantastic.
You got blotto.
So glad that I got to, so let's talk about that because that actually goes into something else.
What? What are we talking about?
I'm on a mission.
You got shit-housed one night and danced with everybody.
I did. It was the most fun.
And then in the morning, you're like, I have no idea what happened after 9:30.
After 10.
And everyone was like, you were such a good time. It was so much fun hanging out with you.
The best time you see, hanging out with me when I'm totally blackout is amazing. No, actually, let's talk about something that's real.
Also, to all the children listening, hello.
Don't listen. This is not for you, children. Okay, so let's talk about blackout drunk because it ties into Riley Strain. He's a little boy that went missing after he had too much to drink. He was in Nashville with his buds, and he left the bar because he was intoxicated, or they kicked him out of the bar. I don't know all the details, so don't be upset with me about that. But I do know that he left without his friends, and then he went missing.
I don't know anything about the story.
Okay, so
I don't follow this.
Young kid, 21 years old, I believe, going out partying, had way too much to drink, and either got asked to leave or was kicked out or something. But none of his friends left with him, and nobody put him in a cab, which is not anybody else's. It's not anybody else's responsibility to do that. But you see your friend in a situation, a compromised situation, then you kind of you empathize. You have to step in and help.
Like how this person's hammered.
Yeah,
I should do something.
I should in the very least put them in a cab. And what happens when you're so drunk in a cab that I've learned, not firsthand, but no, not firsthand. So if you can't tell your cab driver where you're going.
Your cell phone walks off.
If you can't tell your cab driver where you're going, stop it. If you can't tell your cab where you're going, the cab will just take you to the police station, which is way safer than down a river.
Listen, man,
But hold
One of
on.
the last events that I emceed, I said, if you've had too much to drink, don't worry. McAllen's Fine will still give you a nice ride.
Yeah.
They'll give you a couple hot meals, a nice cold place
Well,
to
that's the
sleep.
point. My point is that, like, in this kid's situation, a public intoxication and night in jail would have been way better
Than dead?
floating down a river for 8 miles.
It sucks,
They
dude.
found his body, and I can't even imagine. You're out and you're having a good time, and then you're not. But anyway, I did. But luckily, when I did have too much to drink, I was in the privacy of my own home. My husband was here.
We weren't driving.
Nobody was driving, and at some point, someone could have tucked me into bed. But instead of, I was dancing Selena jams in the living room.
I think you went and took a nap, like you power napped and then came
Power
back.
napped and came right back out. Anyway, so that's that. So polling the audience, do we just say, screw it, our friends are adults, they can find their way home?
I've never left a friend. Well, okay, but hold on. I've also sand crabbed out of places when I'm totally gone, and it's like I gotta go home, and I'll ghost out. And
But how do you get home?
eventually, oh my God! One time I came home to my house completely naked, and I had no idea where my clothes were.
I don't know if I want
And
to know that
I woke
story.
up completely naked, and I was like, first off, where am I? Second of all, where are my clothes? It's like, oh, I'm home. Oh, okay, well that's good.
You got undressed
and I was
outside?
like, where are my clothes? I had no idea where my clothes were.
Where did you get undressed?
They were in my car. They were soaking wet.
I have so many questions.
Yeah.
They were wet?
Mm-hmm.
Like you
Soaking wet.
like you fell in a pool?
I mean, I was in a pool. But I don't know why my clothes are wet, but they're all in my car. It's fascinating.
I don't like this story.
Yeah, it was great.
I don't like this story.
I was single.
No, I don't like. Just stop. Anything before Jess ceases to exist.
It was great.
No
we
one
have
no one
friends
wants
that were
to
there
hear
that
it.
night.
No one wants to hear it. No one wants to remember
Cheers.
it. That's for sure.
It's hilarious.
I wasn't there.
It was
This
funny.
was not
Just-
a good time.
Just imagine waking up totally naked.
Not
with
talking
no,
about it.
In the,
All right. We're moving on. So next topic. Fun sports to follow. What are you following right now?
These are.
Yes. Because I had a conversation.
Your notes say
My
fun
notes-
sports to follow.
Question mark?
Oh, well, let me see.
me
I'm
about the
actually
fun-
following the
No,
National Indian
we don't
Cricket
know. I
League.
want to hear it, Gabe. Nobody wants to hear this story.
It's a great story.
No.
Whatever.
Save it for barbecue and beer time.
Come over.
Okay, so fun sports to follow.
Fun sports to follow with
sports to
Jessica.
follow.
NCAA bracket opening. I know. Stros Bros, did they win tonight? They lost last
I don't
night.
know. Okay.
U.S. men's national team champs again, it says. Champs again.
I'm asking because last night we were having a conversation about, I mentioned that I have never been to an NFL game.
Never have I.
I've never seen the
You're
Cowboys.
not special.
Well, no, shut up. But I was mentioning that I've never been to one. And so part of me is like, well, I want to go check it out. But the couple that I was sitting next to last night said they're like, no, it wasn't. You're way better off watching it at home, which I feel like they can say that because they've been there. But they said it gets really rowdy. And then their choice of fun sports to follow was on the polar opposite side.
Which is.
Tennis.
That's not polar opposite.
Yeah, it
I
is.
feel like there's more
No,
action in tennis than
but
there is
tennis
in-
fans don't get all crazy rowdy.
That's not true. People get kicked out of Wimbledon all the time.
But that's the thing is you
That's
get
not true.
kicked
Probably
out.
one or two people.
You have to be composed.
Decorum.
You have to have decorum.
Very nice.
I do like basketball games. Those are fun and exciting,
They're
although
fun.
I'm not really paying attention to a whole lot.
Well, we had
I
basketball.
go-
We still have basketball down here. We haven't been to
Yeah.
the Vipers in a long time.
It's been a minute.
The soccer games down here were really, really fun.
They were really fun.
I have a question.
What's the question?
How do you think it feels to make a huge investment and to build a stadium that's really big and pretty, only to have it named after another business person in the Rio Grande Valley? That was an interesting thing. They call it the Robert and Janet Backer Stadium, but Alonso built it. So it's kind of interesting.
Oh,
that
but
you
he
have-
sold it.
He built it. Yeah, I guess it's just a building at that point.
It's
It
just
was
a
like,
building.
But, that was
But it
like-
was never named after him to begin with. And even at that,
he doesn't name things
But
after
they
him.
named it. But do you know why they named it after them?
Because in the same press conference they gave him $20 million.
No, it wasn't the same press conference.
It was the same. It was like
No, but it was
4 minutes apart
But it was
from each other.
But I mean, that's.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
What
I
an
think-
amazing
listen,
gift,
I think
right?
it's-
So
dude,
it was.
I'm not complaining. I think it is, dude. What they have done
Is amazing.
Dude, it's tremendous. But you know, it's really cool to see them. They've always stepped up, and they've always stepped up with relation to how successful their businesses have been. So like they continue to step up,
And they
I would
continue to
hope that
support the
as
community, which is awesome.
As people's businesses grow and grow, they continue to.
Which
step
is not
up.
the case for a lot of people. down
No,
here?
I was having this conversation. I was on a podcast this week. Fancy schmancy. I was on the
A different podcast without me?
the RG Vision magazine podcast, and we were talking about businesses in the Rio Grande Valley that start small and grow into large enterprises, and how you do that, like how you actually grow, because there's not a lot of businesses in the valley that have gone huge.
Well,
and some of them that have, they get to a certain point, and then outside entities come and purchase, and outside entities come and purchase.
Well, no, this specific, I mean, that organization has done a tremendous job for our community and continues to give back, and so I think it's only rightfully so to put their name on everything.
The stories my
it's
bartenders
awesome.
told me about your parties are hilarious.
I don't want to know the stories because clearly I can't remember them.
And that is why we keep you as our bartender,
Yep.
because you continue to return even after you hear the hilarious stories.
Yeah, so anyway.
Travis is on. What's up, Travis?
So-
Good to see you, man.
So back to fun sports to follow. So now we're going to be watching football there, right?
Who?
I understand that correctly?
Where?
The new Bob
Stadium.
and Janet Vacker Stadium.
Yes. Sports ball.
Sports ball. It's football.
Yes.
College football. Mm-hmm. Who are they playing? What other colleges?
Teams.
Stop. What kind of colleges? You don't know?
The
Is
same- in
it
the
like,
same class or
is it
division?
A&M Kingsville
No.
type stuff?
I'm imagining so. Something to,
Or like UTSA?
I don't know.
Does UTSA have a football team?
I don't know.
You're the wrong person to ask about any of this. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Moving on. Do you have something you want to interject with?
Yes, moving on. Southwest Airlines, for the first time in its 57-year history, is starting red-eye flights. I thought that was fascinating.
The only thing I have to contribute to that is I've been on a red eye.
Not on Southwest Airlines.
Not
yet.
on Southwest, but I've been
now,
on
from
one
Las
before.
Vegas to Hawaii.
Ooh.
Yes, Tina G says yes. UTSA has a football team.
Oh, they do?
They're not the Rattlers. What are the Roadrunners? Beep beep.
I thought we were the Roadrunners. I'm confused.
Departing at after 9 p.m. and arriving in Hawaii. That's pretty cool.
But
I
we
thought that
don't-
was interesting. I also thought that this one was an interesting one. Gen Z is ditching TV shows, movies, and streaming services in favor of social video and live streams. Well, hello to all you Gen Zers out there. What's up? Just hanging
Hit
out.
subscribe.
Yeah. Too bad you can't have any of this vino I'm having with my esposita here.
What is Gen Z? How old, how young?
Why you gotta ask questions like that?
Oh, because I thought you were going to be
Gen
helpful.
Z, let's see. I'm X, you're a millennial.
What is that?
Really?
I didn't know what that did.
I don't know if it does it or not. But
Well, I heard it.
I don't know if the.
Just in case anyone's falling asleep.
Wait, yeah, dude, you get it.
That's funny. I didn't know what that did.
Anyway, Gen Z is
The youngsters.
no
Like Nola.
after you. In between Nola and you.
There's a big difference between me and Nola.
Whatever. Let's see. When is a Gen Z birth date thing? Okay, Gen Z is 97 to 2012. Current age 12 to 27. Millennials are 28 to 43, which is you. Gen X is 65 to 80, which is me. And then boomers. What?
Did you just say you're 65 to 80?
No, dude, 1965 to 1980. Such a shit,
I
man.
understood 65 years old to 80. I was like, wow.
no,
He's
man.
admitting his age these days.
No, 44 to 59. If you're between the ages of 44 and 59, you are Gen X. Anyway, so Gen Z doesn't care about
They just want to
the
stream
Golden
everything
Girls.
live. It's an immediate.
60% of Gen Zers surveyed by Deloitte said they prefer user-generated content, video, because it's easier to find something to watch. You know what kind of user-generated content we should talk about? Pornhub is blocked in the
We
state of
talked
Texas.
about this already.
Yeah. But now
Old
other,
news,
other
Drew.
sites have followed suit.
Really? Are you just getting on all the porn pages
No,
trying to figure
actually,
it out?
I'm not. I haven't had a chance to actually see if it's how truthful it is or not. But according to the article I read,
Can I tell you that I feel like I got catfished? Is it catfish the right word?
By who?
I got duped, snatched, catfished. I don't think I'm using the word right. This is what happened. It's going to sound weird. So
This is about to sound really weird because I was
I
just
know.
talking about porn sites and you're like, oh my
yeah,
god. I
well,
totally
hold
got
on.
catfished.
It has I'm getting there. So I'm on, I don't Instagram.
I feel like a Gen Zer. I'm paying
Reel or
attention to user
TikToks,
generated.
or I don't think it was TikTok. I think it was an Instagram one.
Go, tell me.
And so I'm scrolling, and today Nola called it. She called me doom strolling because I was just kind of clicking on things. But the thing is, I love all the cooking videos. I get all these ideas. Anyway, so one day I'm strolling along, and I come across this really cute girl doing these dance videos, and I was like, oh, these are.
That's funny. I have those on mine also, and they just appear out of nowhere. He says knowingly. It's a joke. I'm just kidding.
What are you watching on your Instagram?
Tell me, Catfisherman.
Anyway, so dance videos, and I was like, oh, this is the stuff that all the little girls do. They put on the thing, and it's kind of the same dance, but with different backgrounds.
It's where it goes, hands on your knees, hands on your...
No. I don't. Now that you say that, I don't know what the song is, but I don't think it's that one. Anyway, the little girl is doing, and she's a cute girl. And so I was like, oh, this is the same dance video. So mom, I'm like, I click on her little profile, and I was like, oh, she does this dance videos all over the place, in subway stations, on top of cars.
On poles.
And then I'm looking, and I said, she's really scantily dressed for these videos,
Like Goldfingers
but
and Prague.
she looks pretty young. So I thought, oh, she's just a kiddo. And then I started reading the comments because I said, she shouldn't be in a bikini top on a subway.
Do your parents know where you are?
Doing these dances is kind of what I thought. And I was like, well, let me read the comments because clearly there's more to this. And I fell down the rabbit hole of reading the comments. And it turns out that she has an OnlyFans. She's an OnlyFans model, right?
Yeah.
So I click on the OnlyFans model, which I didn't know it'll open it up.
$14.37 later.
Holy moly.
Give me the login, bro.
For like $3.99?
Yeah.
She does like, she's an actress. She's an adult actress.
You know you can get for $1 up the street at the local jiggly
I
room?
was floored because she looked, honestly, probably
broke
like,
my toe.
she probably looked about 16. Did she just report us?
I don't know.
Tina, are you reporting us?
No, it just popped her name up.
Oh, I thought she was reporting us for bad, inappropriate conversations, which it's not. I'm just saying, I was shocked, absolutely shocked that this little girl, anyway, but I got trapped, guys. So if me, at my age, can click on this, at my age, can click on this and end up on an OnlyFans, not realizing what the hell I'm looking at, I can't imagine what kids are doing. So
Yeah, 'cause
maybe
they're
it's
seeking
best
that
that it's
content
all blocked. But OnlyFans is not blocked.
I know.
Because I was able to click on it. And then it was like, oh, add credit card information. I was like, what am I buying?
The average amount spent per month on all paid streaming video services is $61. For Gen Z, 63, Millennials, 67, Gen X, 62, Boomers, 53, and Matures, 37. So $67, man. Millennials spend the most on streaming services. I thought that's interesting.
But I think we spend a lot. There's Hulu. There's Amazon Prime. There's
Peacock.
the Netflix. Paramount Plus.
Your new OnlyFans subscription.
I didn't subscribe. I was shocked. I didn't realize.
Many younger consumers
so
rely on
disturbed.
creators to navigate streaming. Well, see, that's the thing.
It was disturbing. I thought it was one of those dance
tight.
things.
Oh, girl, it was a dance thing.
And then I was like,
Oh, that's the other one
get me off of this.
in Texas. Chatterbait is now asking for one of my favorite inventions of all time. I think that's one of the most genius business plans ever. They're requiring IDs.
Are you on Chatterbait?
No. I just think it's genius what they did.
Like people can see you?
Oh yeah, that's man. What's up, ladies? I haven't brushed my hair today.
I mean, it could be a whole
Wear
thing.
my t-shirt and some gym
A
shorts.
whole DILF thing.
Wow, good.
Hey.
I'm also keenly aware that some of our friends' kids watch our show now.
Oh.
And you just called me a DILF. Yeah!
Well, I was also unaware of the inappropriate songs that are being played on the radio.
Yes,
these
we had a
days.
whole conversation last night.
Last
about
night was very eye-opening. I had no idea.
Yep.
What was it?
Let
Baby
that
mama,
coochie breathe.
baby mama, baby daddy, rich baby daddy. I think that's right.
I don't know. We sound so old right now.
We do, but
That's great. Okay, so I have a real question, real talk, and I don't know.
is this gonna upset me?
We're losing viewers. It's fantastic.
Yeah, everybody's
Look.
asleep.
the best barber in town is on. Your aunt and your uncle are on. Your sister's on. It's fantastic. But I do have a legit question.
Yeah.
And we actually talked. This was a conversation that we had in the morning driving to school. Is now that the National Association of Realtors has taken away the standardized 6% fees that go as commissions to real estate agents, what is the future of a real estate agent going to be? Because when you think about what happened in the travel industry, you had travel agents that were in charge of doing all this stuff,
right.
And then lo and behold, Expedia and Travelocity and Kayak and all these sites came along, and what they did is they said, well, we'll do it for a minimal fee because we're software, and they took all the business away from travel agents.
Right.
The theory is that the same thing can happen in real estate, where now if you don't want to pay some huge amount, not even huge amount, if you don't want to pay 3% or 6% overall, then you can just use a website and you can go buy and sell a house without the need for some type of real estate person, except to just do the paperwork and stamp it. So how far away are we from that just becoming a building in the middle of downtown Dallas or McAllen filled with real estate agents that are paid by the hour to just do paperwork, and the real estate agent that goes out and does the showing and does all the other stuff isn't compensated the same way, so they just don't do it. So what is the future of a real estate agent going to be over the next 5 years now that this new thing has taken place? I'm curious because I think about some of our friends who've done very well in real estate.
Yeah.
And what does that mean for them?
Well, here's the thing, is that you still have the option to have a real estate person if you'd like. Like if I still opt to pay the percentage because it makes my life easier.
You can pay whatever you want to pay.
Because here's the thing, is that a real estate agent is your liaison to all of this inventory. They do the work for you.
But only because they have to be. The system is set up so that you have to use real estate agents to do that. Otherwise, you're doing buy or sell or buyer finance.
So you're telling me that I couldn't just get on Zillow and look at stuff and make appointments that way? Without a real estate agent?
No, with Zillow, it goes to real estate. They pay them fees. They pay them finder's fees for doing it.
Well, I don't really know enough about it clearly, but I imagine that you need a person because I need to take the 30 houses that I liked and I need someone to siphon them down and say, these are your best interest, what you're looking for, what you want, and within your price range.
You can do that using filters on a website.
I don't know. I'm not the person to talk to about this.
I'm just saying.
I have no idea.
Sunday night magic sessions. No, this is an industry that looks like is about to get technologied, man. And where does that leave existing real estate? Like what value do real estate agents bring to the table? That's the question.
Well, the execution of the contract.
Why? I can do that shit with AI, dog.
Okay, well, knowing my likes and dislikes and showing me the inventory that I want.
All filters. You're telling me you can't do that online with a car right now or something else? With clothes?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm just playing counterpoint. But no, I mean, that's the question. I'm just saying, that's right. We're sitting at a point where the need for a real estate agent is going to be what? And that's the question, right? I want to pose this to a friend of mine, to multiple friends of mine who are real estate agents to find out what they think, because I really am genuinely curious. This seems like a paradigm shift in real estate.
Yeah.
That's one of those things that it wasn't the primary reason for them making this decision, but it's definitely going to have an effect on it, because you take some enterprising young lass or lad who wants to come up with a new software system and they build a real estate deal. Texas not allowed a short life we have left. I mean, it seems like it, right? But the same can be said about marijuana. So Sean's commenting on Facebook that Texas will not allow this. I think the lobbyists from Texas I think the lobbyists for real estate are going to be pretty strong with it. But
well, I'd imagine. And
even at that way, cannabis is another thing. Do you think we'll see cannabis legalized for recreational use in the next couple of years? A lot of people say yes.
I think yes.
I don't know.
It's a shift. The licenses are going out there. People are definitely.
I don't mean to be boring.
Waiting in line.
I don't mean to be boring about the real estate thing, but if you think about this, goes back to the whole Rio Grande Valley thing. We live in an area that's so strongly service oriented. There's a lot of people making a lot of money on real estate, and what happens when Sean and I get together and we build a website, and we say, you know what, we're going to hire 2 or 3 real estate agents who suck at their job, but they know how to do all the paperwork, and they're just going to stamp it for us, and then we disrupt the entire South Texas real estate game. by saying, you know what, we don't need a 3% commission. We don't even need a commission. We'll do it based on ad revenue generated on the website, or we'll do it based on relationships that we have with home builders or contractors, where now you can buy and sell a home for 0% commission if you use our website. What happens then?
Right.
I don't know, man. Sean, I disagree. You say you don't think it's in our lifetime. I think it's right around the corner. I think if someone gets on top of this, that could be killer diller, man, for whoever sets that website up.
I think that websites are already up. You
But
just remove having to broker it through a person.
Through an agent?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know enough about to have a smart and intelligent conversation about it. I just look at this going, dude, I don't know, man. This is like I hear the death bell ringing. I mean, that's real estate agents. I mean, but again, this is the whole AI and computer conversation, right? Regulation came in place because everybody else had the same idea that you and I do. Yeah, but the thing is the difference now is that the judgment with the National Association of Realtors that say that the 6% commission is not mandatory. So, okay, let me back up. Let me back up and talk about what happened, right? So, National Association of Realtors, it was ruled that the 6% commission is not a guarantee anymore. Whereas before it was always a 6% commission when you bought or sold a home. That 6%, 3% went to one side, 3% went to the other side, and that's what kept realtors in the game. And that's what kept them earning those commissions. Well, now they said that 6%, it's not a necessity. So now it's opened the door for people to say, you know what, I don't need 3%, I'll do it for 1.5, I'll do it for 1, I'll do it for 2, I'll do it for 0.5. So now there's been this ruling that's opened up the floodgates that's allowing real estate agents to take no commission if that's what they want to do, or come up with some agreement with the customer. For example, like let's say I run an advertisement that says, if you sell your home with Drew, I won't take any commission off of your sales as long as you buy your next house, and then I'll make my commission. I'll make my 3% when you buy the house from me. So we're about to see some interesting tactics about the way that real estate people are dealing with commissions and dealing with market play going back and forth. And so that's the catalyst, right, for something like this, where anytime it opens up to free market and you say, well, you know, what's the lowest I can go? There's always somebody out there willing to do it for nothing because they're going to get paid somewhere else on the side. So that's what I'm curious about. Anyway.
I have absolutely nothing to contribute to this.
Yeah, so could the real estate, so the article that I was reading says, with the National Association of Realtors settlement set to shake up the way real estate agents are paid, some are questioning whether or not real estate agents are needed at all. Some suggest that, like the travel industry, technological advances will simplify the buying and selling process and give consumers all the tools they need to navigate the experience on their own. While they may not mean realtors go away altogether, it likely means the role will shift towards being long-term consultants in the industry, as we've seen in the travel and personal finance industries.
So I was going to say what Lisa just commented, saying that she likes looking online, but she still prefers having an in-person showing. And but that's what I'm talking about, is that can I opt to say, you know what, screw it, because my time is limited, because I prefer to see things in person.
That's the thing.
I'm just going to
pay
for an
the
actual
product
agent.
that I started working on when in the middle of COVID, right? It's if I've got an automated door and I've got a camera system inside my house, and I have a way to track where people are inside the home, which everything's there, and I have a credit card on file. What do I even need a real estate agent to do a showing? I just get on a website and I say, hey, you know, 115 Southwest Greenbrier is for sale. Book a time slot. I book a time slot. I show up. I scan my phone using an app on the door. The lock opens. I go inside. I walk around. I see what I see. I'm on camera the whole time. I leave. The door locks itself. What do I need an agent to explain what the countertops are? Like, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Why?
Because I like a personal
These are
touch.
Korean countertops. So scan it. Put a little sticker up there. You do a 3D virtual walkthrough. You don't need someone to go with you to the house anymore. This is like car shopping.
No, it's like department store shopping. I want or boutique shopping. I want a sales associate to come with me and to tell me, try this. This look good on you. Have you tried this? Check out this color.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll come out and meet you, but it's going to cost you.
Well, that's what we're saying, is that I think a lot of people will end up saying, sure, I'll pay you whatever commission. Help me through this process.
But for people who know what they want, they don't need it. Anyway, I think it's fascinating. I didn't see this one coming, but
it's
I
like
definitely
shopping
think
online or shopping in person.
It's the same thing, yeah. I just think that I didn't expect this one to come in the real estate market, which is fantastic. Yeah, the legal obligation. That's what I'm saying, Sean, is that at the end of the day, there's someone who maybe you have, maybe in the state of Texas, there's some loophole that says a board certified real estate agent has to approve the final sale because of some old law that was put in place by lobbyists. So you hire some knucklehead real estate agent to work for you here, dude, you go get your real estate license and you just sit there and stamp papers all day for 50 cents a piece or whatever it is, like a notary public. I don't know. I thought it was interesting. You know what else was interesting? Did you see what Neuralink did this week?
Dude,
that was freaking incredible, man.
What's Neuralink?
Neuralink is one of Elon Musk's startup companies where they overlay like a mesh thing inside your brain for people who, like this guy was, he's a quadriplegic from the neck all the way down, and he had something happen. It was a tragic accident. All this happened, and they have a deal. He's the first person that they videoed doing this. And he's playing chess and moving a mouse around a computer just using his brain.
And it's working.
And it's working fantastically. And so they went live and they showed it off where he said, when I first put it on, or when I first did this, he's like, you guys left me alone. I played a game called Civilization 6. I played Civ 6 till 6 o'clock in the morning. He's like, it's magic. And they showed him, and he's just like thinking about where the cursor needs to move, and it moves. And he thinks about clicking it, and it clicks. And so he's using his entire computer just with his mind.
That's pretty incredible.
It was just totally incredible, man. So the company's first human patient said the technology has changed his life, but there's still a lot of work to be done. The 29-year-old patient was shown in a video using Neuralink's brain implant to control a mouse cursor and play a game of chess via telepathy. Dude, I mean, it's like nothing short of telepathy. Additionally, the patient said the implant allowed him to play the RTS game Civ 6 for 8 hours straight, limited only by battery length.
That's incredible.
It's incredible. Imagine being able to do all of the tasks that you have to do.
With just thinking about them. Right.
My question is, what if he accidentally, like, in my head, like in the middle of this deal, if I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna go check out YouPorn, and all of a sudden it pops up, oh no, stop, no, delete.
Well, no,
like what happens if he has a dirty thought, like an intrusive thought in the middle of?
Well, I mean, I'm sure there's like
weird
caveats to a bunch of stuff, but like I'm thinking about driving. Right? Like, how much can you actually get done if you had somebody else driving you so that you could get on your email, make the phone calls, do all the stuff? Would you be able to do all of those things?
I don't know. Still early.
Draft emails?
Early stages of
while
it, but
you're doing
nevertheless, it's kind of interesting. Yeah, dude.
I guess you could, because you can, I think at this point you can probably, like, speak to text. I don't know how to do all that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't text. I hate texting, dude. I just talk to the computer, man. Let the computer break it down.
I still wait till I'm in a safe, secure
You're
parking
so
spot.
full of oh my god! Give me a break,
and
dude.
text back.
Yeah. Okay. I
do. I obey all traffic laws.
Yeah, dude. Speaking of traffic laws,
don't even start. What?
I thought
you were gonna get after me for something.
No, I just.
What did he see?
You and I had this. What did he see? You and I had this conversation before where we talked about how if people would just follow the rules. Because in the morning, whenever we go to drop off, there's people who like at the beginning of the year, the principal sends out this thing at our school and says, here's the traffic flow. Right. This is the way that the traffic goes. And if everybody goes this way, it works faster, it works quicker, it's more efficient. There's no accidents. It's a safety thing. We've got McAllen PD out there. It's great. But yet now, people just don't care. They're like, you know what? I'm going to come on opposing traffic, and I'm going to park on the other side of the street, and I'm going to run across the middle of the street and cut everyone off and make the entire line wait while I wrestle with my kids to get them across the street. Chances of them getting run over because they're not using a crosswalk. Or I'm going to come in the left side instead of the right side, and it screws the whole morning up, dude. And I don't understand why people can't just follow the procedures that are put in place with some of this stuff. And this has been the thing that's like, dude, the whole main character syndrome. I'm having a real bad problem with people who are just like it's just my world. Y'all are just living in it.
Okay, but it's also like it's affecting you so much. You're upset about it. Every morning you're upset about it. And my answer to you is stop expecting people to be better.
Yeah, but when it's one thing when it doesn't affect you.
We all know the rules.
But when it affects you and it affects your life and it affects your ability to do something.
I'm just not getting upset.
Free Americans, we're not going to do a
I'm
goddamn
not
thing
getting upset
anyone
about
tells us
anything
to
anymore.
do.
I can't control.
Sean, I miss you, dude.
I can't control what other people do. I can only control what I do. I cannot give it any more time or energy getting upset about things that I cannot control.
No, but you know, if people are on a tight
And
schedule,
it's not going to put me in a bad mood because you decided to take 10 minutes longer. Maybe I was just supposed to patiently wait 10 minutes. Granted, this is not always my mantra. My mantra. I do get annoyed and frustrated, but every single morning.
The only reason we're late every morning is because you're in there doing your hair.
Wow.
The valley sound.
Get stabbed. No, really, just let it go.
Thank you, Drew's wife. You were correct. Her name is
About
Jessica
what?
Sean. You've met Jessica.
My name is
twice.
Jessica Sean. Twice we've met.
Once.
Once we've met.
Have you ever met Sean?
Who's Sean? Just kidding. We've met before. We've met before. Anyway.
Lisa De Los Santos,
chill
by the
out.
way, you looked fantastic last night.
Oh, you did.
At
And I'm sad that
Bollywood.
we didn't get to hang out a little bit longer.
Yes.
We did go to a Make-A-Wish
Make-A-Wish
gala
Foundation.
last night, and
Ding, ding, ding,
it was
ding,
so
ding, ding,
fun.
ding,
The
ding,
music
ding,
was
ding,
fun,
ding, ding, ding,
and I was kind of in a crap mood to begin with. But
Why,
it was
babe?
nice. It was
Why were
nice
you in
to
a
see
crowd?
everybody.
Let's just fucking air that out.
I'm not airing out
Air it out.
anything.
Air
I'm
it out.
not.
You were in
airing
a
out
bad
anything. I was
mood
in a
because
bad mood.
my time had been donated, and it
not why I was in a bad mood.
grossly underestimated how much time it would take. And then
I think
that took my time away from that took me away from your time. How do you say that? It's your world, so it took me out of your world for a few minutes, and
You're
that put you
being
in a
a
bad mood.
total dick right now,
Well,
and
they're
that's
a main
not the
character.
way. That's not the way it goes. We both have a family, both of us.
What?
We both have a family. There are our children. There are our responsibilities. And on Saturdays, I'm tired too. And for you to disappear
This one? Because I've been working all week and you ain't got no job.
long. I didn't say that.
Fuck out
But
of here.
all day long, you had to go volunteer for something. I'm just being very selfish of my time, and I think I'm allowed to be. I'm being very selfish. I don't want to give away any more time.
That was a more one. Ow, you're gonna be
I don't want to give away any more time. So I was peeved because the whole thing took a lot longer than it should have.
You were peeved.
I was peeved. But then it was fine. I got over
It was fine because we donated our time to doing something really fantastic, and it was a great event, and it turned out
But
well.
I'm allowed to complain about you giving away time. I'm allowed.
Good. I'll just start charging.
You keep doing. You keep.
This was the crux of the conversation I was having with Gabe at RG Vision Magazine. The services that I provided last night
Yeah.
were essential in the functionality and run through of that show in order for it to not have a tech hiccup as it pursued, as it went through.
Yeah.
And I've been called to do that for a number of different events, right? And I'm not saying that all events are going to suck if I'm not there, but when I'm there, I make sure that they flow the way that they're supposed to. You know what sucks about that? Is that, yes, we do have a guest room. Come over.
Did you see a couple say their personal shit on? Is that what we're doing? We're just airing out all our dirty laundry.
So here's the thing with that is that it's a service that's great and it's essential and it's well needed. No one's willing to pay for it.
No one's willing to pay for it.
They're like, oh man, we want it to work beautifully and we want this and we want this magic to happen and all these things to work perfect. Great, $4,000. Oh no, we're a nonprofit. Fuck you, you're a nonprofit. You raised $400,000, almost $500,000 last night. Mochate.
No, but you did it. You did
But
it
the
because
thing
you
is, I
believe
did.
in the organization.
Yes, but
you
my
like the
point
people involved.
is that there is a value in understanding how much time and effort it takes to make things look the way that they do and effortlessly flow. And I'm not saying that they denied me. They were.
Right.
I never even quoted
Approach
them. I
right.
never asked them
No,
to pay
he's
because that's
like-
how I donate.
he likes to donate, and that's fine. And again, for the record, I don't have a problem with him donating. I have a problem with not being informed of the time that it's going to take to fulfill these donations.
Well, because
If
what
you can
inevitably
give me-
what happens
if
is
you
I'm
could-
sitting at a table behind you and you're sitting next to an empty chair for the entire night.
Right. And so,
that's not fun for you.
I'm perfectly fine being by myself, but I have to mentally prepare.
No, she's not.
To be
She's lying.
alone
You're lying
for the rest
through.
of the
You
night.
just lied through your teeth.
No, I didn't. I'm fine being alone, but I have to tell myself, okay, you're gonna go and hang out with the girls over here. You're gonna go do this. You're gonna do. I don't
disagree.
have a date. And if you're telling me from the beginning you don't have a date, well then fine, I don't have a date.
I had a date
but
last
I
night.
was
You
under.
weren't there yet, so Anusha and I took pictures together. Anusha was my date
Exactly.
last night.
And then I got annoyed and I was like, well, I'm not showing up until later because what am I going to go do? Hang out by myself? So that was my peeve.
Look, Maria was our date. She was both of our dates.
She was.
Yeah. Anyway, it was,
She was.
dude, it was really
And it
fun.
was fine, but I was frustrated with the time. And it's
We-
not just this organization. It's that you love to do this and you have a big, beautiful heart. And I am very selfish with my time. I don't have a heart as big as yours. And so I see like, okay, let's pick one or two. Let's not do more than that because we're limited.
I'm only doing a couple of them.
We're limited with our time. And I feel like Monday through Friday, we're racing against time all day long. The kids have activities. We have to eat dinner. We have to get them to their activities. We have to hurry up and get them to bed. I have to hurry up and get to bed because as I was told by my work husband that only losers are awake after 10. Well,
You know, it's funny because we were talking about that quote. And
yeah, and I think he got it all wrong. And he's like, only the losers are awake after 10. And I was like,
yeah,
totally
no,
a
it's
loser
not.
because I'm always awake
it's
after 10.
Early to bed, early to rise
Yeah.
keeps you healthy, wealthy, and wise, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that
Yeah, but in a nutshell, only losers are awake after 10. I was like, oh
condensed?
my God.
Yeah.
Condensed.
From the mouth.
I gotta love him though. But so I'll tell you that this entire week it's been in my head like, oh my God, it's 9:45. It's 9:45. I have to get to bed.
I don't want to be a loser.
And every morning we go, we're like, were you a loser last night? Were you a loser last night? We're both losers last night. No, it's hard to get to bed before 10. Anyway, my point is the time is limited. It's precious. Our children are growing super fast. And so you want to be around for everything. You want to see it all. And giving away a Saturday morning to me is like, it's gold. That's giving away a lot.
Yes, well, it wasn't just a Saturday morning. It was a Saturday morning, afternoon, and evening.
So
It was supposed to be an hour, and it took 4.
And I hope no one takes offense to any of the stuff we're talking. We're just having a conversation out loud about the time that we give away. And everybody who donates and anybody who belongs to any kind of organization and gives their time away knows that that becomes encompassing. We, the woman that was honored last night she said it to her girls, which I think was beautiful. She made this beautiful speech talking directly to her daughters about, I hope at the end of all of this you see why I've worked so hard and why I've done it, because it's truly something that speaks to them. And so again, I'm always the first one to say, find your passion and give back. But I love you so much, I don't want you to hang out without me. I don't want you to not be without me. So that's that. Okay.
Well, it was an
I'm
interesting,
over it.
but it was an interesting family week for us. We had something interesting go down this week.
I have lipstick all
that
over.
was
What happened this
that
week?
was we weren't prepared for, and we had to deal with head on, and it caused a little bit of anxiety for us.
Oh, yeah.
Our kid was bullied this week.
No, come to find out at the
Stand
end
by.
of it.
No, hold on. Here's how we learned about it. We learned that our kid was shoved to the ground, and he was punched, and he was slapped, and he was hit, and he was hit on the nose, and he went to the nurse's office, and the nurse wasn't there, and nobody called us, and nobody informed us until he told us after school when he was talking about how excited he was to start a new school next year. So as parents, we freaked out a little bit because you take off his shirt, and he's got marks on his back, and he's got a bump on his nose, and why weren't we told? And we immediately fired off question after question after question to the administration at the school, and ends up that there was a procedural issue that was not followed. That's why we weren't notified.
Right.
And then we found out about all the great programs they had where
they're doing incredible things, right? But
where they did communication,
right,
and they did
they're working
de-escalation.
Right, they're
what do you call
doing
it?
a really great job with trying to get the kids to resolve their own issues.
Conflict resolution.
Conflict resolution, and so they have to point to a little chart and point to a chart and talk to them about their feelings and their emotions, and then they reenact what happened with the other child. Anyway, come to find out, as we all know, that children will say something and it's a fraction of what perhaps happened. But as parents, you get heated and excited. And so we fired off a bunch of emails that I'm sure made a lot of people uncomfortable. And by the time they responded, because we're not the only people that they're dealing with, it wasn't a sufficient answer, I think, for either one of us. And so we fired off emails back, and before you know it, everybody's in a tiff. And it took for me to just say, hey, maybe this conversation is better suited in person, to which they were very thankful for. And we walked in and we learned all about everything, and it was nowhere close to as bad as we thought. But as parents to little ones, you get a little, no, I'm not eating macaroons at this hour.
Why not? I thought you meant a coochie board.
I started to and then I forgot. And so it was really, at the end of it, I'm so glad to hear how they handled it.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that things got resolved and that they were able to figure it out. But from a parent not knowing, it's really hard to just kind of trust, right, that everyone at school has got your child's best interest. It's really easy to fall down that rabbit hole. So we were kind of really stressed out with that also. Anyway, that is that.
Costco macaroons are the shit. I'm just gonna put that out there. It's so good.
What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, totally off subject. Your list is boring. Mine's list is pretty boring too. But do you want to talk about your list?
No, I guess not.
Oh yeah, so well, going back to your main character though, should it affect how you feel? If there's other people walking amongst you that are not following the same rules and are doing whatever they want to do anyway, should this affect you? Should it affect you?
Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, you have to learn how to do it. You know, it's funny. I had 2 conversations this week about raw dog in life. No, for real though. About getting completely off. Lots of friends on different types of medications, left and right. Always have been. We've always had. Everybody has friends that are on all kinds of different meds.
Well, everyone's got things.
Yeah, and so talking about people who have slowly tried to get off of every medication that's out there that they've been on, and once they get down to a certain level, just trying to accept the world for what it is. And if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about like 2 or 3 of you. In all fairness, because this week that seemed to be a pretty common thread. So it was interesting because, you're joking, but not joking, raw dog in life was a hell of a thing, because if you don't have any buffers, any filters, you don't have alcohol, you don't have drugs, you don't have antidepressants, you don't have all these things that protect you and your happiness from humanity, and then you strip it all away, and it's like, oh my God, this is what it's really like. Like, I had no idea. And I had that conversation a couple times this week, and it was interesting because we were having this conversation also about if you grow up with money, you don't know how to be poor, and if you grow up without money, you learn how to just accept things for what they are. And like tough shit, if you can't eat, that's normal, right? But you take someone who's grown up having 3 square meals a day, and you take one of their meals away and they freak out because what happened. Right. And that's the same thing. That's like, if you come from a family that doesn't have the means to provide you with all of these pharmaceutical enhancements or buffers to the world, if you don't have the ability to pay for drugs or pay for a psychologist or pay for that, then you just kind of deal with life, as shitty as it is.
Or even therapy, right? So that you learn
even something as basic as talking to people.
Right.
And so what happens when you strip all that away and you realize that the world is fucking raw, dude? How do you not let that just destroy you? Because something, to me, as simple as no left turns between 8 and 5 o'clock, and it's 7:30, and they're like, I'm going to hold up the entire traffic line so I can turn left like an asshole.
But you get so upset.
Well, because it's like, dude, there's other people whose lives also need to get on, but you clearly don't give it, not you, but the person turning left clearly doesn't give a shit about anybody else in the world because they're going to turn left. And you say that they're not giving that enough.
I think that statement in itself is so asinine. Like, the person making the left, I can guarantee you, is not thinking, I want to affect the last 10 people behind me.
But that's the problem. They're not thinking about the effect of what they're doing on other people around them.
I think you're giving everyone too much credit.
No, I don't think humanity is. I don't think there's enough people out there that give a shit about other people. I think we've turned into a culture of people that are just worried about them and not worried about anybody else. And you know what? Fuck it. It's your problem. I'm going to live my life. I'm going to do me. And if that affects you and you can't turn right,
I think
tough shit.
I just stopped paying attention to all of that.
But the thing is, it's like when you rely on a system to function in a particular way, and all the cogs have to turn the correct way to make the gears move, and you get someone in there who's like, I don't give a fuck if the gears move or not, as long as my gears move.
I don't know who said it to me a long, long time ago, but just drop all expectations. Like, any expectation you have for anyone, just drop it. And I know that sounds so cynical and so sad, right? Because I am actually a really positive person. I'm a super positive person. It's always, oh, we're going to get through this, we're going to figure it out, we'll do this, and there's always a million different ways to approach absolutely every problem.
But when someone doesn't do what you've asked them to do,
yes,
or what the expectation is.
My expectation is always that they're not going to do it. So I've got to figure out 4 different ways for me to overcome that. I'm not sitting here waiting for everything to go perfectly, because it's never going to go perfectly.
It's not.
No, I got to give myself 10 extra minutes in the morning, because chances are somebody's going to make a left.
It's true.
Right? Like, chances are I'm not going to have any gas tomorrow morning because I forgot to put gas in the car and I just remembered. So, chances are I'll be on the side of the road.
Sean wants to know, what time in the show do we bring out the giant bong? Not in Texas yet, Sean. Almost.
Sean.
Although I'm still completely amazed that a friend who used to come to all the raves back in the day is one of the kingpins in the cannabis industry.
That whole
globally.
industry is absolutely
blows my mind.
freaking fascinating.
Yeah,
it's
blows
mind
my mind.
blowing, and we'll see. Texas will turn soon enough.
Will it?
I think so.
So here's an interesting thing. Speaking of Texas,
I was going to jump to something else really quickly.
Okay.
I want your honest opinion, because it's something I want to implement for the house. So I'm laying it out on you.
Let's
it's right
go.
here on my notes. How do you feel about meal prepping?
I don't care. If there's food, I'll eat it.
I make...
You say that, dude. You've
if I make
said that.
30 grilled chickens on Sunday, will you eat them throughout the week?
That's what I do. I eat whatever someone puts in front of me. If I'm hungry,
You've said very key things, right?
If
whatever
I'm hungry,
someone puts
stand
in
by.
front of me.
If I'm hungry and someone says, "Here's some food for you to consume," I'm like, "Oh, perfect. I'm hungry. Here's food. I will consume food."
No matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
Yeah.
If that time between noon and 1 comes up, and I'm hungry and there's nothing in front of me,
you're going to Whataburger.
I'm going to Whataburger. Actually, Subway's right there. But I'm going to go take care of myself. Unless when I call you and I'm like, hey, what should we do for lunch? And then you're like, do that. And you make up all these things.
It's a lot. I mean, it is a lot of work, but think about how...
See, Lisa says it's more work than you think.
But Miguel just finished his breakfast meal prep.
Fucking asshole. And why don't you make me breakfast?
What is in your breakfast meal prep? Is it oatmeal? I mean, is it overnight oats? What is it?
Everyone is just trying to exist under the crippling weight of capitalism.
Sean, you should know better that I don't eat any of that stuff. None of it. No, but I'm curious.
I don't care. Go, whatever.
Okay, I'm going to try it. I'm going to test it. Not this week because you're out of town.
I'm out of town this week.
Next week, I'm making 30 grilled chickens. You're going to eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
If they're in the form of tacos?
Maybe with a sweet potato. Like a sweet potato and a broccoli variation.
I eat the same thing every day. What have I told you for years? Just you always ask me, what do you want for lunch? I go, dude, if there's a salad with a slice of chicken on that thing, I'm good to go, man. That's it. I could eat that for lunch every day.
I've been watching too many meal prep videos.
Yeah.
I feel like it's meal prep time. I'm gonna do this.
Your algorithm's all wonky now. Grilled chicken tacos. See? Mario knows what's up, dude. Just put me on.
We eat a lot of tacos.
Just bring me chingos and tacos, dude.
That'll get them going. 30 grilled chickens. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about over there? It had to do with Texas.
This shit's crazy.
I derailed you with my meal prep.
Yeah, Senate Bill 4, man. Texas lawmakers in 2023 approved Senate Bill 4, which allows Texas police...
I like how you say that, by the way. Senate Bill 4.
Senate Bill 4?
You know, number 4. That bill. The Senate Bill, number 4.
There's other ones.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is
Senate Bill 4? I'm trying to read it to you.
Okay, tell us.
What do you think it is?
If it has anything to do with it has a litigation from... Okay, go on.
Arrest people for illegally crossing the border in Mexico. It was expected to go into effect in early March, but legal challenges came from the U.S. Justice Department, and immigration advocacy organizations have repeatedly prevented the law from going into effect as litigation makes its way through federal courts. The Federal Appeals Court on late Tuesday once again blocked the state of Texas from enforcing the law hours after the U.S. Supreme Court had allowed the law to go into effect while the federal court case continued.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
This new law would make, this is important because your skin color and my skin color are different.
Just give me the gist. Don't read me all the stuff. Just tell me what we're talking about.
If a police officer believes they have evidence that a person illegally crossed the Rio Grande, that person could be charged with a Class B misdemeanor, which carries a punishment of up to 6 months in jail. So let's say that you have a Walmart bag full of clothes with you, and a cop decides that he doesn't like you that day. He can put you in jail because he has reason to believe that you illegally crossed the border.
But I have a driver's license. And I'm
Doesn't
driving.
matter. What if they refuse? What if you don't have it with you? What if they refuse to admit any of that?
Okay.
What if police officers decide that they're going to use this as just a way to round people up? For subsequent offenses, the person can be charged with a second-degree felony and face up to 20 years in prison. Where's the problem with this? Problem with this is you start arresting people because you think they're illegal and you throw them into an overcrowded prison system already. Or you say, you know what, we saw these 40 people come across. We know that they're here illegally. Let's arrest all of them instead of having them go through the asylum process and the border patrol process and the customs process and all that other stuff. We just throw them in jail.
Okay.
What happens to our prison systems? And who's going to pay for that?
Well, Drew, it just gets even more overflowed.
If the migrant is convicted and served their sentence, a judge would require to order police to transport them to a port of entry. A judge could drop the charges if the migrant agrees to return to Mexico, only Mexico, and police could turn over migrant families to Border Patrol agents to avoid separating children from their parents instead of arresting them. So it doesn't matter if you're from Guatemala. We listened to a very interesting interview.
We did. The interview was interesting.
With the sector chief of the Border Patrol.
And what did we conclude at the end of that?
Talking about the whole thing where the amount of people that are coming across the border are tons and tons and tons of OTMs, as they call them, other than Mexican, that they're coming in from everywhere. They're flying into Central America, they're flying into Mexico, they're flying into all these different places, and they're coming to the U.S. as asylum seekers. And the viewpoint, the perspective that the person gave obviously was a little biased, but nevertheless was still filled with some facts. And it was interesting to hear where they talked about, you know, the whole asylum thing is you're supposed to seek asylum with the first country you step into. So if they come from Guatemala and they step into Mexico, they should go, okay,
they should be there.
I'm out of Guatemala. Oh man, I'm out of El Salvador. Great, I'm in Mexico. But they're going, no. I'm going to get to the United States. And when I'm in the United States, I go, okay, well, I want to be here. This is where I'm going to seek asylum. And they're going, wait a minute.
That's not how that works.
That's not how that works.
Right.
So.
But my point is that at the end of that interview, do you remember what was said?
No, because we didn't listen to the whole thing. Yeah,
no, we listened to most of it. It was the same conclusion that everybody has, is that the system is broken. We acknowledge that there are problems that we will never apparently be able to fix, and that no one has the right answer.
Yeah. Well, the bill allows police to question and arrest anyone they believe entered Texas through Mexico illegally and is currently without legal immigration status. However, the author of the law said it's meant to target people who recently crossed the border, not undocumented immigrants who've been living in Texas for years. Texas statute of limitation blocks legal proceedings for misdemeanors 2 years after an offense has occurred. The statute of limitations is 3 years for many felonies. SB 4 prohibits police from arresting migrants in public or private schools, churches and their place of worship, healthcare facilities, and facilities that provide forensic medical examinations to sexual assault survivors. It does not prohibit arrests on college or university campuses, however.
So you can arrest people on college.
Let's say that there's a big protest against a presidential candidate because he doesn't want to release student loans. And so everyone there is at UTRGV and they're protesting. The police can then come out and arrest all of them and say, well, they're here illegally, and throw them all in jail.
But then we come to find out that they're not, or they end up deported, or just in jail.
And by that time, how many millions of tax dollars have been spent, so on and so forth.
I mean, it's a poor way of doing things,
What about their human rights as people? Anyway, SB4, man. So that's fascinating that that's happening. But that's Texas, right? We talked about that last time. Yeah. You can't get married. You can't get divorced if you're pregnant in Texas.
You can't. You also can't have an abortion.
Yeah, we had a friend that just went through some of that, where they didn't know if they were pregnant or not.
Right.
It was interesting. Or
if it was a viable pregnancy and what happens and what do you do and how are you supposed to take care of that, and it's a mess.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Right.
Meta isn't recording this, are they? Probably.
I would hope not.
Maybe they care.
Mario, I don't know what I said, and I don't know why it's funny.
Litigation.
What did I say? So,
He's like, oh, no, litigation.
I was making fun of you.
Anyway,
it's hot in here.
it is hot in here. Plus, we're almost out of the wine.
I think you drank most of it.
Whatever.
For sure.
What else?
That's it.
How much do I have to tip you for you to twerk? Who, me? Oh, dude, I'll do it.
Did you get a twerking response?
Oh,
babe?
yeah, dude. Look, we got trolls again. Yes.
As long as
Honey,
you don't say anything about me.
Hey, would you twerk if someone tipped you right now?
No.
What if it was $100?
No.
What if it was $500?
There's this really awesome Chanel bag that I want, and if we can get there, maybe.
That's 15 grand.
Yeah. It's a lot of tipping.
Can't get on Oblivious on YouTube. She can't get on Chatterbait in Texas anymore, dog. Sorry, so she won't be twerking. No twerking for trolls, dude. Honey, you got a troll twerking request.
I think they were talking to you, honey.
I hope so.
You're the DILF.
I'm the DILF.
Anyway, I think we're done. We're out of time. It's 11:05.
Litigation sounded sexual.
It always does, Mario. Coming out of my mouth.
What was that show we were watching? Everything that comes out of her mouth is a lie, and everything that goes in is a dick.
That was so funny, but I don't remember what it was.
Nikki Weaver, I want to know how the estate sale went, because
Ooh.
I saw there was a big estate. I didn't even tell you about it.
You don't tell me anything.
Because
we don't get to talk,
The
'cause you're
people who
busy
used to
giving
own
away your time.
Okays did an estate sale 2 houses down.
Ooh, I bet it was a good estate sale.
And I ran into Nikki out.
I bet Nikki scored some great stuff.
And we'll find out.
Maybe she'll send me pictures later.
If she sends twerking videos, you might get a tip.
What tip? All right, that's it. We've got to go to bed, so we're not losers.
No, dude, why are you losers? It's
The
11
ship
o'clock.
sailed. Ship has sailed. Okay, you leave tomorrow?
I leave tomorrow at 4 in the morning. I'm going to Chicago. I'm going to try and go eat at, what's it called?
Au cheval.
Au Cheval. I'm going to go try and eat one of those burgers. If not, I'm just going to do Illuminati's and
Don't do it. It's not gonna make your
chopped
stomach.
salad, some
Your
pizza.
stomach's not gonna feel good. Don't do it. And if you're gonna ruin your stomach, ruin it for Au cheval. It's so good. And then walk across the street and get Levain's cookies and bring them to me.
Oh, the real reason you want me to go. Yeah.
And
that's
if you
what it
can,
is.
go to that tiki bar.
Dude, I only have like a few hours tomorrow.
I mean, you make it work. I'd make it work.
I come home Thursday.
If I was there for 6 hours, it's exactly what I'd be doing.
And then next week,
You're there for 2 days.
Dead Mouse.
it out.
Dead Mouse should be fun.
I don't know about all that.
Night, night. Blessings for the week.
Night, night,
Good
night, night. Love you.
Yeah, so Chicago should be fun. I'm going with a couple friends. One of my friends from KC is joining us up there. One of my friends from the Valley is flying up with me at 5 in the morning tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be good.
We're going to go nerd out. It's going to be fantastic.
It is. I'll be
Yeah, man.
working.
You'll be twerking. Never responded.
Working and working.
Well, you get hands on your knees. Hands on your knees.
Gosh. All right. Good night, everyone.
Anyway.
It's good to see
I
everybody.
don't know how to turn all this shit off. Oh,
Just off.
I gotta go to bed.
Off. It's
Anyway.
nighttime. Sleep time.
Anyway, listen, y'all have a wonderful week. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.